Hey everybody, my name is Whip and welcome on back to Foundation. I'm really excited with how much you guys enjoyed the last episode. That was so cool to see. Last episode, we started checking out this game for the very first time in our first ever City Builder Sunday. It's not going to be a consistent thing that we do, but just every once in a while when I find a game that I'm really hooked on or something like that, we'll figure out a way to fit it into the schedule here. But to catch you guys up to speed, if you guys didn't catch the first episode, definitely go check that one out. We went ahead and got our base village here set up in Foundation. We finished our first church. We got our little market down here. We got some good stuff set up with a stone cutter. We got our lumber mill right here, our sawmill, which I have actually went ahead and moved our lumber camp over to here so that we got these guys doing their own stuff over there. But it looks like they're actually not producing anything. I guess they're waiting for all these trees to grow up, but that's fine. I have done a little bit of work detailing this area out afterwards. I came in here and brought in a little fence like that. Look how cool that is. Ooh, I love that so much. That means our guys have to come back in through this area to be able to pull goods in and out. I thought that just looked really nice. I don't know. We did that for the heck of it. Today's episode, however, I want to go ahead and focus on getting a little bit farther into the game. You can see right here we do have a sheep farm being constructed currently, which is awesome. We got a few more houses being constructed as well, which is going to be good. And we got our big old church right up here, which is pretty awesome. You can see that in here we got the clergy. We got our splendor up here because this church gave us 5 splendor, which means that we can unlock the Rustic Church with additional parts. So now if we go into the church area, we are actually able to build up some new things. So we can see like a rustic church, which allows us to build a stone church. No, that's, what are they? Where are they? It basically unlock new towers. So like there's new towers and things like that. But yeah, we basically can go ahead and add on to this tower here. I think there's a few like extensions that would be like, we could go ahead and add on here to make it look a little bit more interesting. Or we could go ahead and build a new one. One thing that I really want to do in today's episode is right now we have this one little village center right here, which this guy's going to grow into our city area. I do want to go ahead and expand it off into this direction and have a lot of people out there as well. But one thing I really want to focus on for now is getting some wheat fields set up. So the goal for today is going to be probably acquire a territory out here or maybe acquire this territory. I actually like this one because we can go out kind of in the direction of where the roadways are going right now, which is pretty good. And we can go ahead and get some wheat farm set up. However, our first sheep farm here did just finish up. We can go ahead and assign a villager to it. That'll be totally fine. Then the very cool part about the sheep farms is this button right here. Spawn sheep. Look at them. They're so cute. They just come out here and wander around. And it says, come on, don't abuse it. But you can just keep clicking as much as you want. It does cause a little bit of lag. So if you guys are seeing some lag in your world, you can go ahead and remove some sheepies. And now it says seriously stop. But I kind of want to keep adding more sheep. One important thing that we want to start covering when we're looking at all these different builds and where we're going to be adding villagers and who's working where is their distance from their home to their work. For example, taking a look at Erin right here, we can see that she's a 23-year-old female. Cool, that's awesome, that's great information, but that really doesn't do anything in the game. But you can see their needs down here. So maybe she needs some water, maybe she needs some housing. So primary needs are house and water, which we're taking care of. Then they got food, and then they got service. Basically, do they have a spot in a church that they can go live in? And if we go ahead and click View Workplace, it jumps us right over here. We click View Home, that jumps us right there, which is a great distance. So right there, she can just walk right back and forth as much as she needs between her house and all these sheep that grow up so fast. Look at how much wool's on that dude. He's hovering. He's got so much wool on him that he's actually just hovering in midair. We're starting to come in here with our first real buildings that look not so much like these shacks, so these little workout posts. We have our weaver's hut constructed, coming up here, ready to go. And it looks like this, which actually looks really freaking cool. I really love these ones a lot. So the weaver's hut right here can basically go ahead and take the wool that we're going to be picking off of all of our sheep right there, weave it into a cloth that we can, one, use that in construction, and then also that allows us to build a tailor's workshop, which a tailor can then also take that cloth right there that's being produced here, and they can go ahead and turn this into clothing for our people to wear and buy. So I want to go ahead and slam this guy right down here, right next to the church, but we do want to start turning this place into more of a city center than just some area where there's some things gathered around. So we can go ahead and start piling the guys up here in a little bit more. I think it'll be okay. One other really cool thing about this game, though, is that we can go ahead and actually upgrade our housing. So you can either have the game automatically do this by authorize housing upgrades down here, or you can come in and manually do it. So these guys right here, if you manually upgrade them, it actually upgrades the levels of our citizens here so that we they can basically just start doing more advanced jobs and doing more advanced jobs well. But there's also a negative side of that, where is you have these advanced citizens, which I believe the types are, we can't see them right now, serfs, commoners, and then citizens. And basically the higher those ranks are, the less likely they are to do those smaller jobs, from my understanding. So basically, as everybody's up at that high rank, nobody would want to come over here and pick berries to feed the people, for example. They would all want to be our weavers, our cloth, or yeah, our weavers and all that good stuff, or they'd want to be over here working in the tailor's shop. So we want to make sure that we have a good balance of that stuff. It looks like we were able to unlock some brand new things in here. So we have our wheat field, which we can go ahead and throw down. And you can see that it brings up a screen that'll show where it's good and bad to grow some wheat. So I'd love to go ahead and get them out there, because that'd be a really good spot for it. We also have the bakery, which will turn flour that we get from the wheat into bread. And then we also have the windmill that'll take that wheat that we get from the farmers, and we can turn that into flour. Then on top of that, we also do have a stonemason's hut, which can take our stones that we're getting over here and turn them into a little bit of better quality building materials that we can use later on. So I think for now, what I want to do is actually go ahead and just toss this guy right back in. Let's turn him right there. That looks good to me. All right, we're at a very important point right now, so I went ahead and paused the game, so everything's not moving right here. But we have 500 gold, and we are actually maxed out at the amount of gold that we can have. We're getting a positive, but we're not getting enough of a positive right now to actually qualify for that weekly quest. But what we can do is we can go ahead and purchase a new territory. They cost 500 gold to buy, and then they add a tax of 10 gold per day or something like that. But anyways, I want to go ahead and buy this guy right here for us. And so now we have the ability to expand out into that area, which is just awesome. I love that. Then we can go ahead and come on out here. And I'm thinking right now, we need to go ahead and get a little bit of an area out here that people can work in. And we are flat broke. Just kidding. Anyways, what we want to start doing out here, though, is we want to go ahead and get a few different wheat fields down here. We can see the doors are placed right there. So I was thinking we could go ahead and probably just knock this guy right here for when that'll eventually let us build it. Maybe soon. But yeah, I want to go and throw one right in there and probably one right in here. We'll go ahead and fill this whole area back in here with some good wheat stuff. Our wheat field is now finished, and we got our first 3 farmers in here. We got Henry, Grace, and Friedrich. They're coming in here, planted up this little wheat field right there, which is so cool. I love watching these guys grow up and just this whole area developing from it, which I love this. I love this part about the game. It makes me so happy. I did go ahead and mark off a bunch of extraction areas here so that we can start claiming all of these trees and hopefully start to get some stuff kind of out of this area that we can also use as our own. I did want to go ahead and bring in a little bit of a residential thing in here so we can go ahead and get a few houses out here for the farmers, because unfortunately they can live somewhere, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be working in that area. So, or they can work here, but it doesn't mean that they live in this building, for example. The wheat farm is not there, like, where they live. It looks like we do have a little bit of a problem with food right now, actually. We're not having a whole... So we have a quest right now to get 20 fish, and we got only 4 berries to our name, which means that we're not really able to get much food going on in here. So I'm thinking we might want to go ahead, and I don't even have the gold to buy a fishing hut. That's not good. Oh, I can now, though. Let's go ahead and throw you... right in, let's go and just plop him down right there. So somebody will come along and build that guy up, hopefully, and that'll be pretty good. And look at our wheat field. Look at that thing. Oh, man. These screenshots and these views when you get the giant wheat fields back in here, they look so cool. Wow, those houses came up fast. Those came up so fast. The desirability out here is low, though, so we do have some work to do as far as fixing these areas up. We still have some unemployed people. We have Pierre right here is actually our only unemployed person, but I don't think he even has a home, really. So we can maybe go follow the villager and see if he's got a home or anything like that yet. I don't really know. One of my favorite parts about these house upgrades is it actually changes what the house looks like. So they brought out this little area here as a shed or garden or something that they could use as they're going throughout. Getting a little bit of lag now from the autosave, unfortunately. And these guys upgrade here as well, and they are blocking our... Let's see, what do we got a quest for? Ooh, we can go ahead and turn in this first quest, though. We turn in those guys, and that gave us a bunch of labor points right there. So I'm thinking with this one, let's go ahead and do the... We probably want to go ahead and help the king out and get some more points in here so we can actually have some good stuff going. But we do need to start actually building up these things and knocking some of these quests off the list. I'm just trying to get us back to a point where we are actually surviving pretty well instead of our people are a little hungry right now, guys. All right, we are in a little bit of a hole here trying to get some money so that we can start doing some things. Both of our fishermen are up and working, so they're both doing a really good job of trying to get some stuff. I finished off that last quest as well, so we don't really have to worry about that. I am getting some weird lag in here. Let's try and slow this guy down and see if that'll actually cut this lag out. It's been a little framey, but over here our wheat field is producing a lot of wheat. We can't do anything with this yet though because we don't have anything that can really work on that, but we do have some good news over here. I think I'm going to restart the game though. Is our tailor's workshop here is producing a lot of clothing and it's just sitting there doing nothing. So what we can start doing is we can go ahead and take this guy right here. Previously we were holding a slot for the fish and a slot for the stone, and what we're going to do is we're going to change the stone because we got a lot of the stuff, and we can go ahead and basically just start putting some common clothing in here. And I'm thinking what we will do is if we go up to our trade option up here, pull this stuff in, we can see what resources we're trading again. And I'm thinking if we go and bring this up to 50, and then we do sell all above this value, that might be able to start bringing in a little bit of gold for us here. So we can at least do a little bit of something, because we got a lot of shirts in here. And we got a lot of polished stone, which is good, but we don't have a whole lot of anything else. We got a lot of wood, too. So maybe we start selling off a little bit of wood, because we're currently chopping down this entire forest area, but we will need a lot of that for building up some houses. Are we in a money hole and completely broke? Heck yeah. Are we going to use this to be able to plant some little trees and plants all over the place? You betcha. We also now have the decorative tree. These guys cost 5 gold to place in, and they look so cool. You can basically just start adding trees wherever you want around your villages just to make them feel a little bit more alive and a little bit more green and lifelike, and I love these ones. They're probably one of my favorite things in the entire game. Later, we'll be able to get some cypress trees as well, which are pretty cool. But for now, I think I can manage with just these ones, making me go completely broke. So I'm just dotting a few of these guys around here, just to make our area look a little bit better than it currently does. Because these trees won't be chopped down. I cannot talk at all tonight, guys. But we can go ahead and just throw in a few little things like this all over the place, and it's pretty cool. I like them a lot. We can go ahead and just do a little bit of decoration. We're actually starting to make a little bit more money here than we were previously, so it looks like things are starting to turn around for us, but we still got to keep an eye out and make sure that we're actually getting a lot of good things going. Let's go and make a little bit of a flower garden right here, and then we can go ahead and bring in like a decorative tree and one right back here. Yeah, nice. That's looking so much better with some trees throughout it. It's time to slow things down here and catch you guys up to speed, as a lot of things have been changing. I've been trying really, really hard to get our village to a point where it's self-sustaining itself. And I think I finally accomplished that. It happened literally just a blink of an eye and it was fixed. I don't really know what I did besides we have our wheat field over here. These guys are doing a great job of all this stuff I added in this little fence post right along here, and I think that looks super cool. This area turned into its own little village of itself. I put in a few houses over here, and then I ended up actually coming over here and throwing in a church as well, which is pretty cool. So we got another little church bit in here. So we kind of have two separate little hamlets. So we have this guy, which is kind of growing out towards this direction, reaches out over into here, and really is fitting in with this one. Then that leads us into, we have our first windmill in here. This guy is taking all of the wheat that we're producing and turns it into flour. Then that comes into here, I guess, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but a buddy is playing Europa Universalis. Anyways, after that, we come over here into our bakery. Yeah, we finally have a bakery built up. These guys are so freaking awesome. I have not done any custom work on these at all so far, which is very cool to see that growing up. And then over here, I am just now starting to establish a new place. We have some fishermen and we got a gathering hut over here, so we have a little bit more food coming in for this as well. We got a lot of food stocked up here now, and it's looking pretty good. We have 0 fish still because everybody's eating our fish. We got 100 berries, and yeah, things are looking pretty great so far, guys. We've got a lot of things under control, and that leads me into bringing you guys in for the next order of business. So as you can see, I grabbed another place down here, but we have one thing right here where our cash is capped at 500 gold out of 500 gold. So there's no way we can get that weekly profit, but we can build a wooden keep. What wooden keeps allow us to do is they allow us to basically increase that limit while still building up all these extra things throughout. And so what I want to do is originally I wanted to go ahead and build a wooden keep over on this side of the water out in this area right here, but I don't think we'll be able to do that. So I'm thinking for now we're just going to create a little temporary outpost over on this edge so we can more or less block off this trade route coming in here, so we have some sort of a defensive bit. I'm thinking we can go ahead and take a wooden gate throughout here. Can we do you? Just like start you right like that. And then our core bit is basically this guy right here. You'll see that little 1 point right there. That's where we need to go ahead and get our stuff lined up so we can actually have a doorway. So you see the doorways here where they're kind of weird to connect up. Basically they all look like this, and that's more or less how our keep is. And then you go ahead and add on these top bits to them. So basically these are little watchtower, watch posts, something or another's like that, which are pretty cool. We can go ahead and add in some decorative flags to the top of the building. So like that, got a nice little flag up there on the top, and we can go ahead and create little training dummies out here in front as well to just kind of plop these guys in here and make it look like there's some guards or something who are more or less working in this area. So we can go ahead and start that guy right there, which is pretty cool. Then I believe, I haven't messed with this one yet at all, but we have the build walls tool, which allows us to more or less, from what I understand, we can go ahead and stretch these out to here. And then that'll allow us to more or less build a wall stretching along the edge of this guy. So we can go ahead and kind of stop it like that almost. I don't really know how this thing works though. I have not messed with this one at all. We can go ahead and maybe stretch you down to here. And then we're good with that. That makes a little stone wall right there. I guess that's okay. And then let's just go ahead and say yes, start construction. I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy tick over and go ahead for the millionth time here. And yeah, we'll see what happens with all that stuff. Things are looking pretty good here. We do need to go ahead and get wow, I keep saying that. I don't know what's wrong with me. We need to get some people living over in this area here so that the people who are gathering these things and doing all this stuff, I want to create another small town center-ish area so we can build a little bit of a chapel down in this area as well to make sure things are looking pretty nice. And what we can do right here too is we can actually create another little bit of a bridge right along here. That's actually probably a pretty good idea. So what if we went ahead and got our wooden bridge tool, turn you from, how do we rotate this? I want to go you, hello, like that. Did that do it? I think that would do it. Yeah, that works. We don't have 140 planks yet, so we can't build that down there yet because we're building up the wooden keep, which is going up so fast. Look at that guy. That is freaking awesome. There's so much new stuff coming in here that I wanted to catch you guys up on all this stuff, and let me go ahead and tick these things over and I'll be back with y'all. Well, that was pretty quick. So this brings us to a new quest here called basically a message from the kingdom, and they said, when knows your keep and might call you into a military campaign, I shall think about training soldiers then. And that allows us to more or less, in this guy, we can go ahead and populate it full of soldiers here. You can assign up to 10 soldiers, which is pretty cool because they would basically be doing their stuff there, defending this area, and then the king will come through and call us out to military campaigns, which we're able to send these guys out to, and they can basically bring back resources and goods for us that we can't obtain ourselves very easily. That little wooden gate thing right there looks really flimsy. I don't know how that really defends anything though. But guys, that is probably going to have to do it for our second episode of Foundation here. Really, thank you guys all so much for the support on the first episode here. If you guys are still enjoying this series, be sure to hit that like button to show me that you all want to be seeing more of this one. Be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are experienced Foundation players yourself, give me some tips down in the comments because I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing from here on out. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys are careful and are watching this one. Links for everything that they have going on will be in the comments or in the description below as well. And I did see some news that the early access phase of Foundation will be coming to Steam pretty soon. I don't have a date on that at all. I just read an article on it inside of their own Discord, which is a really great place. If you guys are playing the game, it's a great place to learn about everything there. Promise this actually isn't sponsored. This is just me talking about it. And we got another quest here where we can, what do we want to do? I think we probably want to go with working on our people. Yeah, let's do that. And then what we can do in here is we can toggle this thing over here and click stockpile on that. That basically means nobody can eat those anymore and they're just going to keep stacking up. Anyways, that's my outro. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now we'll catch you on the flip side.